Welcome to the Path to Mindset Mastery. My name is Brad Bizjack. I am a mindset strategist and coach, inspirational speaker, and creator of Appreciation Academy, and I help online business owners silence the negative self-talk and limiting beliefs and all the other crap going on up here that's stopping you from creating the success you deserve. And I'm curious, do you ever wonder why you don't have the success that you feel you deserve? It's frustrating, right? Really frustrating. You see all these other people achieving really, really big things, and you're sitting there looking at your life so frustrated, and you don't get what you're doing wrong. It almost feels like you're missing something, right? And like these people that are achieving success faster than you, they're not as talented as you. They don't have their focus on their business as much as you do. And like you even start to wonder why this happens, and you go, okay, they started after me, this isn't fair. It feels like a dagger in the heart, right? That's what it feels like. Well, first and foremost, that's comparison. And I have a whole other podcast about that called Stop Comparing Yourself to Others. Check that out. But I want you to know that I feel you. In my previous business, we had different ranks and levels within the company. I remember being at the same rank for years. And I was going, what am I doing wrong? I was inviting, I was following up. I did the trainings I posted on social media, and I just remember feeling stuck. But I couldn't figure out why other people had so much more success than I did. I even weasel my way into successful groups of people, and they give me advice that I already knew. Just stay consistent. Just keep doing your daily business building activities. It'll all work out. You just have to be consistent. And I thought that I was. I really thought that I was being consistent. In fact, their advice was stuff that I already knew. So I got really frustrated and I started to get burnt out. And then I'd bring less positive energy to everything that I did, and it actually started to repel people away from my business. Does that sound familiar to you? I just never felt like I succeeded in the way that I deserved. So I had to figure out how to change all of that. And I did. I did figure it out. And I realized why I wasn't having success. So I'd like to shrink over half a decade into a couple of minutes for you, just so you can shrink that down and learn how to do it now, because you can have success way faster than I ever did. Because if you were to fast forward right now, life is amazing. I'm tremendously blessed with a thriving business and financial abundance and wonderful followers and people that listen to my podcast and all these amazing things, right? But getting to that point took some time, and so let's shrink that down a little bit. All these incredible things I'm very, very grateful for. But the most important part is that I'm genuinely happy each day. And that's what I want to help you achieve today. So while this podcast episode isn't going to solve the entire thing in a brief 15-20 minutes, it will give you a start. So if you ever want to take this education to a much deeper level, by the way, then check out my program, Appreciation Academy. That program is how I changed my entire life. I digress, but the point is that from applying what I'm about to teach you, really amazing things will start to happen over time. So I was very, very stuck until I realized something very, very powerful, that I wasn't being consistent. And hear me out, because you're going, yeah, consistency, whatever. I wasn't being consistent. And I don't mean in terms of action, although that might be the case for you. I mean in terms of mindset. I was not consistent in the way that I was thinking. Most people make the critical mistake of believing that just taking action steps consistently every single day will create their dream business. And is that you? Because those action steps don't mean shit unless there's consistency in your mindset. So write this in your notes. You get rewarded in public for what you practice in private. You get rewarded in public for what you practice in private. When you compare your business to other people, you're looking at their reward for what they're practicing behind the scenes, right? So I want to break this into two types of consistency. Both need to be flowing for a period of time if you want business results to happen. So I actually have a mathematical equation for you to write down, and it works. It really, really works. So write this down. CA times CM equals results. CA times CM equals results. So what does that mean? That means consistency in action, CA, times consistency in mindset over the course of time equals your results. So let's break down these components. Well, first, what is consistency in action? Obvious, right? Doing your basic business building activities, following up, inviting, sharing on social media, doing your personal growth and development, being an example of your product, meeting new people, attending your company's annual convention or quarterly meetings. All those things you should be doing consistently. Absolutely. So if you were to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your level of consistency in the action steps you're taking on your business? Write that down. Write that number down. If you were to just rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what level would you rate your action steps you're taking on your business consistently, right? We're basing this on how consistent you are. But even more importantly, there's consistency in mindset. Practicing beautiful mindset strategies that allow you to feel incredible and happy every day. And here's the thing. If this piece of your life is off, isn't your consistency in action going to be so much lower? Yes, absolutely. Most people just think that they need to be consistent in their activities, and they do. But if your consistency in your mindset is off, nothing's going to happen because all of your action steps, your consistency in action, is going to be made from a negative mindset. This is why it doesn't work for you. You have inner conflict behind every invite you send. You're forcing things all the time, and people can feel it. So real quick, what do I mean by consistency mindset? Well, I mean practicing beautiful, heartfelt gratitude every day. That would be an action step when it comes to consistency and mindset. Stepping out of your comfort zone daily. Pushing the limit a little bit, challenging yourself, growing, seeing failure as a beautiful thing, investing your time and dollars into personal growth, meditating, doing different things to make yourself smile, exercising, starting your day with a positive morning routine, letting go of results, focusing on the journey that you're going through. Forgiveness would be an example. Positivity, all of that. Consistency in mindset is kind of intangible, but it's real. And if you have practices to better your mind, like listening to this podcast would be an example, and you do it super consistently, it'll really help. So rate yourself right now, write this number down, rate yourself on your quality of mindset and the consistency you have in that quality of mindset on a day-to-day basis on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Rate yourself right now. And let's do a couple of examples to show you this formula in action. CA times CM equals results. So both of these items are rated on a scale of 1 to 10. If you multiply them together, the highest you can get is 100. Well, let's say you rate your CA, your consistency of action, at a 2. You're not inviting very much, but you're flooding your mind with personal growth books and you're practicing mindset. Let's say your CM, consistency of mindset, is at a 6. Because let's be honest, if you're flooding your mind with personal growth all day and not taking action, it just means you're procrastinating. And you're not learning from the personal growth, you're just doing it as kind of like a way to distract yourself, right? So that number can't be very high. So let's go with that. A 2 in consistency of action and a 6 when it comes to consistency of mindset. Well, what's that? 2 times 6? That equals 12 out of 100. No wonder the results suck. But let's say you rate your consistency of action, your CA, at a 10. You're doing all the things. You're working really hard. But your CM, your consistency of mindset, is at a 2. Meaning you're not very grateful. Meaning you say that you'll be happy when you get to your goals. You're attached to your business results and how they pan out. And you believe the myth that a bigger business will make you happy when no, your happiness will create a bigger business. And you're super frustrated regularly and you're focusing on what's wrong. Well, what's 10, your CA, times 2? 20, right? 20 out of 100, 20%. If that's you, no wonder the results suck. And by the way, if your mindset is consistent, your mindset consistency is at a 2, and you're not grateful and relaxed, how is that affecting your invites? Pretty poorly, right? Everything will feel forced. You'll come off desperate and weak in everything you do, and people will be able to tell. And that's why all these action steps you're taking aren't doing anything for you, even though you desperately want them to. But what if your CA, consistency of action, is at, like, let's say a 9, and let's go 8 or 9, let's go 9, right? You're doing all the things, you're taking a couple breaks, you're relaxing, but you're working really consistently. And what if your CM is at an 8? right? You're working really consistently on feeling great. You're being grateful every day. You're detaching from the outcome. Well, what's 9 times 8? 72. That's a fantastic business. That's a great business, 72 out of 100, because you don't need to get 100 in order to succeed. I found that if you get above a 50, you're getting really good results, which is amazing. If you can get above a 50, you're gonna see consistent progress, and progress equals happiness. But here's where a lot of people go wrong, and ask yourself if you're doing this. You're looking at the past years that you've been focused on your business and thinking they count towards your consistency in the future. While that might be the case if you're working really hard at certain things consistently over time, that's the case. But a lot of times we're not consistent in the past, but we think that because we've been part of an organization for a number of years, that counts towards our consistency when it doesn't mean anything. What matters is your action step, and your action steps done consistently and your mindset done consistently. Meaning that if you've taken action over the years but your mindset's been crap, it's not fair for you to rate yourself that way. So your consistency in action will mean nothing unless your mindset is on point, because inner conflict and negative self-talk will lower the energy of your action steps, and people can tell because their bullshit meter is so high. Remember, you get rewarded in public for what you practice in private. Well, like those people that you see having success, right? Like you see that, those people you see having success, they're doing this. So even if they're new and they just started taking action, this is really important to understand, even if they're new and they just started taking action, let's say at about a 3 out of 10, right? They're just starting their business out, taking action at a 3, but you're doing a 10, but they're just doing a 3 out of 10. But their mindset is at a 10 or a 9, they're gonna get so much better results than someone who's been taking action for 3 years at a 10, but their mindset's at a 1, right? Because what's 10 times 3? 30. But what's 1 times 10? 10, right? Math right there. But when you use these and you realize like that's probably why they're having success and you're not, because they're probably really excited, passionate, pumped up about this, and you're inviting and doing all your things from a place of burnout. You need to adjust this and your action steps and rate those. Once those are rated at a level that's going to get you a 50 or higher, you're going to see progress. But when those forces collide, results happen really, really fast, probably faster than you're expecting. So upgrade whatever category you need to upgrade. And you know if your mindset needs work, you can join Appreciation Academy. That will take you from a 2 to a 10 very quickly. But either way, don't quit before your miracle happens. Be honest with yourself about where you're actually at with these things, because self-honesty is freedom. But just remember that when you stop acting consistently, the equation has an adverse effect. These consistent actions, think of it like pushing a boulder up a hill. And your goal is to push that boulder up a hill until it gets to the other side and goes down. It goes over the top and starts picking up speed in the correct direction. But a lot of people will push that boulder up a hill until about a quarter of the way, and then they'll stop. And if you stop a quarter of the way up the hill, what happens? The boulder rolls back down. But does it roll back down just to the starting point at the bottom of the hill? No, it rolls further back because the momentum negatively is on its side, right? And people are like, shit, okay, I got this. Like after hearing a podcast from someone like me, or reading a personal growth book, or going to a seminar or something like that, they decide to start again. And they go, okay, I'm gonna find a way to do this. And they push that boulder all the way back to the starting line, up that hill. And by the time they get to the quarter waypoint, they're going, holy cow, I'm just getting back to where I was, and I worked double as hard than I did before. What the hell is going on? And so they quit. They give up. And then the boulder rolls back down that hill to the same spot further back from the starting line. And then one day they go, you know what, whatever happens, they have a talk with someone, or they finally have something that clicks, and they go, you know what, I'm gonna make some massive changes. So they get fired up and they push and they push and they push and they push that boulder back to the starting line. They push that boulder up to a quarter of the way up there. And then they keep going and they push past that. They get that boulder up about halfway. And then they're there and they're so freaking exhausted because they've covered the distance the entire hill already from way back there all the way up to halfway, and they're just feeling wiped out and they're exhausted. They're starting to get burnt out. They're doing all the things, but they don't get the results. They don't know why it's not working, so they stop again and they start to lose faith. And what happens? That boulder rolls back down. Only does it go back to where it was when they started that third time? No. It goes way further back because it has even more momentum going down that hill in the opposite direction. But here's what's crazy. What would have happened if you just kept going? What happens when you do a quarter plus a half? What happens? You'd be at the top. You go a quarter of the way up, you think, I got this. I'm going to keep doing it. I really believe this is going to work. Then you go another quarter of the way and you start to see this momentum, this progress. You're being consistent with your action. And then you get to the top by pushing that other half and making, just having faith and believing that you can freaking do this. You get to the top and you're pushing that boulder. It goes over and it starts rolling down the other side of the hill away from you. And you're just sprinting after it, trying to catch up because all these amazing things are happening. And you're just trying to catch up to that boulder and you're just swimming in success. And it's an incredible feeling, guys. It is an incredible feeling. I have literally seen both sides of that hill. I've seen it. I know what it's like to struggle, to start and stop. I know what it's like to feel that way. I know what it's like to thrive on the other side. And I'm here to tell you that no matter how many times you've started and stopped, you can thrive. You can make this happen. You can succeed. Anyone can. And it doesn't matter how inconsistent you've been, because that mathematical equation will start working for you right now if you decide to. So start applying this right away and have patience. It's not about consistency for the sake of consistency. It's about consistency in the right things. And the right things are your business action steps and the way you think, your mindset, because taking all the action steps with a shitty mindset is going to keep you stuck. So don't give up before your miracle happens. Have persistence through it all, because the reality is that you can have your dreams. Abandon the quick fix. Abandon the microwave mentality. Abandon the whole lottery ticket idea that just because you sign up to build a business means you're going to be a millionaire by the end of this year. No, that's not how it works. Do you ever wonder why successful and wealthy and happy people never win the lottery? You ever wondered that? Why do you think successful and happy and abundantly wealthy people never win the lottery? It's because they don't frickin' play it. They create their own success and happiness, and they abandon that quick fix. So if you want to create your own lottery, stay consistent with the actions and with your mindset and persevere through all of it so you can create the momentum that you deserve in your business. Failure is just simple errors in judgment made daily. That's all it is. And success is just a couple correct decisions, practice every day. That's it. Consistency in the right stuff changes your future. Consistency in doing the things and the mindset will get you to where you want to go. But don't give up before your miracle happens. So as we close, I have a favor to ask you. If you're getting value out of this and you know other people could benefit from this consistency piece, and you know that's what's missing in their life, I'd truly appreciate it if you would give this podcast a review and a rating on iTunes and download the episodes. It helps these ideas spread to more people that need it. So share this podcast, share this episode with a teammate or two or three, hell, share it with your whole team. Can you imagine how your team would grow if they had this type of mindset going through their business? And if you really want to dive so much deeper than this top level stuff and you want to get into the root of what's actually holding you back, I highly encourage you to check out Appreciation Academy. It'll change the game for you so quickly. But either way, thank you for tuning in to the Path to Mindset Mastery. Be consistent in your action steps and in your mindset. And remember, consistency in action times consistency in mindset equals results. My name is Brad Bizjack. Make sure to go out there today and every day and live your life with a genuine smile on your face, because you can. I'll see you next week.